इन्सिक्युरिटी किन आउँछ भन्दाखेरि मान्छेहरूले मलाई जज गर्छ भन्ने हिसाबलेबाट आउँछ नि त होइन सो त्यो चाहिँ किन आउँदो रहेछ भन्दाखेरि इफ वी डेड अनेस्ट विथ इच अदर इफ वी भेरी रिफ्लेक्टिभ अबाउट अस देन it happens because we also judge other people.
Yes,
right? It's because somebody कोही लडेर हामी हाँस्छौँ भने पो त हामी लड्दाखेरि पनि अरू हाँस्यो होला भन्ने हुन्छ. So when we can be empathetic towards others, when other makes mistake and you're not condescending, you're not demeaning them, but you're empathizing with them, then that just means that even when you make mistakes, you can also be like, I've also not done it. I've not judged people as well. If people judge me, they judge me. And you have that freedom.
No, that's very true.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode 7 of the podcast series Less or More. Today, my guest is Meera Kakshapati. She is the Miss Nepal International of the year 2019.
Yeah.
And today we will be talking about insecurities.
Yeah.
I've met with her only once and we had a long conversation.
We had a long conversation.
Yeah.
We were just talking on and on and on.
Yeah. And I'm so glad, she's been very vocal about her insecurities. And it's so nice to hear someone own up to it and talk about it. So thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me. And this is my very first podcast. I'm so excited.
I'm glad you're excited, not nervous. So yeah, as a insecurities ko bare ma kura garchhau haina. I really hope this conversation adds some value to some people's lives.
To people who are hearing, yeah, exactly.
किनभने धेरै मान्छेहरूले आफूभित्र भएको त्यो इन्सिक्योरिटिजहरूलाई
लुकाइराख्नु खोज्छ
क्लोजेट गरेर राखेर हैन अनि they don't live fully.
Exactly.
They don't go out into the open.
Exactly. They think that it makes them less of a person if they talk about the insecurities.
Yes.
And that's why they they just remain in their shell and don't come out of it.
Exactly. So I hope आज हाम्रो conversation सुनेपछि चाहिँ some people find value in it and find strength. So yeah. So insecurities को बारेमा कुरा गरौँ है त.
Yeah.
First, let's start with तिमीलाई कहिले कसरी चाहिँ यो insecurities को topic चाहिँ important भएको कि केही भएर कि केही सुनेर कोहीसँग कुरा भएर कसरी चाहिँ यो important भयो यो topic चाहिँ insecurities को.
Actually, I used to be a very, very insecure person. I used to compare myself to everybody who had nerves, who had pulse, everybody. Yeah. Ani tele garदाखेरि चाहिँ it started from high school, I think, around that time. Ani I used to think that I'm a loser. I had a very low self-esteem. Tele garदाखेरि I used to compare myself so much to others. Ani then I was like, no, I need to find my answers. I cannot remain this loser my whole life. So I started finding answers. And then I found my solace in philosophy and spirituality, and things started looking good, and this was Miss Nepal kai kura garum hola haina. And then I participated in Miss Nepal. Tyo bhanda agadi चाहिँ म कस्तो खालको थियो भन्दाखेरि I became so confident. I was a super confident person about myself. If somebody would tell me that you look ugly, I would think that person is joking. Okay. I was so sure about that. Okay. I self-love level that high. Okay. And then I participated in Miss Nepal, and then I win Miss Nepal International. And then what happened was, because there are 5 of us, and then there are people comparing us. There are also these outer comparison as well. But then I also started comparing myself to other girls. The responsibility.
So other girls,
my sass sisters, my lovely sass sisters, who I really, really love.
Okay.
I started comparing myself to them, and it's सबैको आफ्नो strengthहरु छ के Rose एकदम creative छ, अनि Pradipta, she is so disciplined, अनि Riya, she is very, very pretty, अनि Anushka चाहिँ अब she's Miss Nepal World, so अनि Miss Nepal World, of course they get more visibility, that just happens, Nita, and you also know that, and that is something that I had to come to term with, but it took me a lot of time. So your comparisons ले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ insecurities एकदम धेरै बढ्न थाल्यो ममा after the Miss Nepal journey. Yeah.
So Miss Nepal मा participate गरेपछि चाहिँ त्यो भन्दा अगाडि चाहिँ confidence and self love high level मा पुगेको थियो.
एकदम high level मा पुगेको थियो.
अनि Miss Nepal मा participate गरेर एउटा title जितिसकेपछि पनि तर त्यो बढ्नुको सट्टा झन् त्यसमा चाहिँ अलि नेगेटिभ असर पर्यो
एकदमै नै त्यस्तो भएको थियो किनभनेदेखि यसको चाहिँ म रेस्पोन्सिबिलिटी म आफै लिन्छु है मैले कसैलाई पनि अरूलाई ब्लेम गर्न मिल्दैन किनभनेदेखि यो कम्पेरिजन स्टार्ट गरेको त मैले हो नि त कसैले मलाई गर त भनेको होइन अनि के भयो भन्दाखेरि एउटा जुन द रिजन वाइ वी मेट वाज थ्रु माई इमोसन्स म्याटरको इन्टरभ्यू राइट अनि त्यो इन्टरभ्यूमा पनि मैले यो इन्सिडेन्ट सेयर गरेको थिएँ कि एउटा पर्सन एउटा प्रेस मिट थियो त्यो प्रेस मिटमा चाहिँ अनुष्कासँग एउटा मान्छे फोटो खिचिरहेको थियो अनि जो मान्छेले फोटो खिचिरहेको थियो उसले चाहिँ तपाईँ पनि फोटो खिच्नु जान्नुहुन्न भने आई वाज जस्ट पासिङ बाई अनि म पनि गएर अब उठ्दै होइन पोस्ट गर्दै अनि त्यो मान्छेले चाहिँ के भन्यो भन्दाखेरि म अनुष्काजीसँग सिङ्गल खिच्छु नि ल भन्दाखेरि आई वाज लाइक ओ माई गॉड हुन्छ नि I was like, damn, what is happening to me? Am I some second class citizen type को हुन्छ नि? It was my ego talking, by the way. So त्यो भयो अनि त्यो बेला चाहिँ I realized कि ला अलिक बेसी नै भएछ comparisons अलिक बेसी नै भएछ now it's starting to get to me भन्ने थियो होइन त्यो एउटा पोइन्ट भयो and there is also the
एउटा सोच्छु अरूले कम्पेयर गरेको जस्तो लाग्यो कि आफूले कम्पेयर गरेको जस्तो
अरूले पनि गर्छन् है अब बिकज एउटै प्लेटफर्ममा भएपछि एउटै ठाउँबाट आएर एउटै प्लेटफर्ममा भएपछि अरूले पनि कम्पेयर त गर्छ होइन तर यस्तो हो कि अरूले कम्पेयर गर्यो भन्दैमा हामीले कम्पेयर गर्ने हो कि नगर्ने त्यो पावर टु चुज त हामीसँगै छ नि त सो आई टेक रेस्पोन्सिबिलिटी बिकज इफ आई जस्ट ब्लेम अदर पिपल देन द्याट वुड जस्ट मिन द्याट आइ एम प्लेइङ दिस भिक्टिम होइन बिचरा म भने जस्तो So it was my responsibility, my decision basically, to compare myself to others.
यो इन्सेक्युरिटिज फिल हुने आफूलाई भनेको नै मेन रुट नै भनेको त कम्पेरिजन नै हो नि होइन
कम्पेरिजन नै हो
अरूले कम्पेयर गर्लान् हामी अरूसँग कम्पेयर गरौँला तर त्यो सो गुड एन्ड बेटर सो गुड एन्ड गुड भएन कि गुड एन्ड सो आई एम गुड दिस पर्सन इज अल्सो गुड भन्ने भएको भए त्यो कम्पेरिजन हुँदैन थियो होइन बोथ आर अन अ लेभल प्लेइङ फिल्ड जस्तै हुन्थ्यो तर आई एम गुड दिस पर्सन इज बेटर भनेपछि आफ्नो राम्रो भएको त बिर्सेँ मैले अनि म योभन्दा कम छु जस्तो सोचेँ कि म राम्रो छु भनेर भएन म पहिला चाहिँ राम्रो थिएँ अब चाहिँ म कम भएँ अनि त्यो भयो अनि फेरि हाम्रो रुट अफ ह्याप्पिनेस एन्ड सेटिस्फ्याक्सन पनि के भयो भने म राम्रो छु भन्दाखेरि यति लेभल अफ ह्याप्पिनेस छ म ऊ भन्दा राम्रो छु भनेपछि चाहिँ बढ्छ कि तर आई एम जस्ट दिस मच गुड तर when you're better than someone then you feel like now you're a little better
exactly and that is very natural actually किनभनेदेखि होइन हामीलाई त के लाग्छ भन्दाखेरि अब त्यस्तो हुनु नराम्रो हो जस्तो लाग्छ नि त होइन नराम्रो हो पनि तर यो नेचुरल पनि किन हो भनेदेखि we talked about this is because we're subconsciously wired to compare ourselves to other people बच्चे बेलादेखि हामीलाई मम्मी ड्याडीले होस् या टिचरले होस् या सोसाइटीले होस् हामीलाई सबैजनासँग कम्पेयर गरी नै हुर्काएको हो होइन अनि हाम्रो सबकन्सियस माइन्ड त हामी सानो बेलामा हाम्रो सबकन्सियस माइन्ड अल्फा मोडमा हुन्छ वी आर लाइक स्पन्ज हामी सबै कुरा सोक गर्छ नि त सो वी जस्ट बिलिभ द्याट इट इज भेरी नर्मल टु कम्पेयर आवरसेल्भ्स टु अदर पिपल आर सबकन्सियस स्टिल बिलिभ्स द्याट वी आर हार्ड वायर द्याट वे अनि रिवायरिङ गर्न इट्स पोसिबल एन्ड भेरी डिफिकल्ट एज वेल इट्स गोना टेक टाइम पनि नि होइन
अनि यो कम्पेरिजनको कुरा गर्दाखेरि होइन लाइक यु सेड बच्चैदेखि हामीले त्यही सिकिरहेछौँ भनेर भन्यो नि मलाई के याद आएको भने बच्चामा मेरो भाइ अलिकति होचो नै थियो कि हाम्रो एउटा बाम भनेर भन्थ्यो कि होइन अब होचो भएर तर त्यो बाम भन्नुभन्दा पनि मेन प्रब्लम चाहिँ के थियो भने जहाँ घरमा जाँदाखेरि पनि हामीलाई हाइट कम्पेयर गराउने कि होइन ए ऊ त कति अग्लो भएछ होइन अब तिमीहरूभन्दा सानो कति अग्लो भएछ भन्ने कि अनि त्यो भनेपछि चाहिँ झन् लाइक त्यो कजनसँग अब त लाइक भेट्नै मन लाग्दैन नि त्यो घरमा जाने बित्तिकै सधैँ हाइट कम्पेयर गर्छ सधैँ यो मात्र हुन्छ सो लाइक अब मेरो हाइट बढाएको छैन आई नो कि आइ एम स्टिल सर्टर देन दिस कजन सो अब के हुन्छ हाइट कम्पेयर गरेपछि आई फिल लाइक म झन् फुच्चे जस्तो फिल हुने कि सो त्यो कजनको घरै जान मन नलाग्ने कि होइन अनि त्यो it always becomes a competition.
It's always more
than comparison. It becomes a competition.
Because of the comparison, the competition begins. And competition has always been there since day one. हाम्रो बच्चे बेलादेखि first, second, third भन्छ अनि first लाई चाहिँ धेरै priority दिने टिचरहरूले माया गर्ने रे अनि पछाडिकोहरूलाई चाहिँ मान्छे नगर्ने यो लाइक 2 रुपीस पर्सन जस्तो गर्थ्यो नि त सो बच्चे बेलादेखि हामीलाई के लाग्यो भन्दाखेरि हामी to get the recognition and respect we need to be first हैन
we need to be the best.
We need to be the best. अनि अरू सबै they need to be lesser than me भन्ने जस्तो लाग्यो नि त. अनि त्यही भएर अहिले सबै जुन unhealthy thoughtsहरु insecuritiesहरु त्यसैबाट चाहिँ stem हुने हो नि त.
अनि अर्को कुरा पनि जस्तो यो फर्स्ट सेकेन्डहरुको कुरा गर्यौ नि मलाई के याद आएको भने a lot of times यो जब कम्पिटिसन हुन्छ नि even if you are not doing as well as you could if you did better than others
yeah.
So if my like 95-97% for example पढाइकै कुरा गर्ने हो भने हैन ल्याउने टाइप अफ स्टुडेन्ट थिए रे हैन र एक्जाम एकदम गाह्रो भयो रे मेरो 70 मात्र आयो अलिकति स्याड हुन्छ तर if everyone else got less than you still feel like yeah I did well,
I'm too better than others, at least for us,
even if I didn't do good I was better
than others.
We don't care about the good, we care about the comparison, the better or worse,
a better or worse,
and that's so toxic,
it's so toxic. However, the good news is that we can rewire ourselves जस्तो लाग्छ है मलाई चाहिँ.
We can,
how म अलिकति शेयर गर्छु ल.
Yeah, sure, please.
किन भन्दाखेरि हामी भन्दा कोही राम्रो देख्यो भने हामीलाई नराम्रो किन लाग्छ भन्दाखेरि हामी भन्दा कोही अलिकति मुनि देख्यो भने हामीलाई राम्रो लाग्छ के. You know, like we said कि अब म भन्दा पछाडी कोही भयो भने हामीलाई राम्रो लाग्छ नि त हैन. त्यही भएर त हाम्रो अगाडि कोही छ भने हामीलाई नराम्रो लाग्छ. So every time we find ourselves in the number one position, we find when there are people below us, त्यो टाइममा we should not let that inflate our ego. We should not be like, oh my god, I am the best भनेर सोच्नु भएन. त्यो बेलामा हामी एकदमै अवेयर हुनु पर्यो. Yes, we can be grateful for all the blessings in our life, but we cannot just be like कि म त सबभन्दा खतरा भयो भनेर, because त्यो सोच्न साथै नै तपाईभन्दा अगाडि कोही गयो भने then you're gonna be like ला म फेरि पछाडी पढिहाले भनेर. So that way you're just rewiring your preconditioned mind, हैन. And that way
त्यो एक्जाम्पल सुन्दा मलाई मेरो कामको याद आयो कि म मोबाइल फोन्स इम्पोर्ट गर्छु कि हैन. अनि यो लकडाउनको बेलामा लाइक नेपाल मार्केट वाज स्ट्रगलिङ, तर मोबाइल मार्केट त अलिकति बुस्ट नै भइरहेको थियो. हाम्रो प्रिभियस इयर्स भन्दा राम्रो भइरहेको थियो कि खुसी लाग्यो एकछिन है, राम्रोसँग एकदम खुसी लाग्यो कि स्पेशली कोभिड टाइम्स लाइक यु नो अल बिजनेसेस आर स्ट्रगलिङ, राम्रो भइरहेछ भनेर आई फेल्ट गुड, अ सर्टेन लेभल अफ गुड फर अ वाइल. Then of course you start looking at other mobile brands.
They're doing even better.
And they weren't doing necessarily better, but they were also doing good.
Okay.
And then my satisfaction went down a little bit. I'm not the special. Yeah, I mean like everyone's doing good, so I guess we're normal.
I'm not special.
And I thought, you know, if I closed my eyes to everything happening, and focused on what I was doing, how my business was doing,
you'd be so grateful.
I would be thankful कि when the world is suffering, हामीलाई केही न केही भए पनि अलिकति सन्तोष छ, राम्रो भइरहेछ, खुसी हुन सक्थेँ कि. तर म अरूसँग कम्पेयर गर्न थालेँ. Some were doing better, some were doing just as good. I felt less about myself and my business because of others. I mean, isn't that so bad? Like I can't even feel good about myself, my work, if others do good.
Exactly, and that is what happens.
That is so bad.
That is very messed up, हैन. अनि अब हामीले चाहिँ रुटको बारेमा त हामीले कुरा गरिसक्यौं हैन. लाइक अब यसको कारण के रहेछ भन्दाखेरि बच्चा बेलादेखि हामीले त्यही सिकाएर हुर्काएको रहेछ भनेर हैन.
पेरेन्ट्सहरुलाई मात्र दोष त नदिनु, सोसाइटी
यस्तो हो. फेरि हामीले चाहिँ पेरेन्ट्सहरुलाई सोसाइटीहरुलाई दोष किन दिन मिल्दैन भन्दाखेरि उनीहरुको पेरेन्ट्स, उनीहरुको टिचर, उनीहरुको सोसाइटीले उनीहरुलाई त्यही गरेको हो नि त. सो ब्लेम गर्ने हैन कि अहिले चाहिँ we need to focus on breaking the cycle.
Exactly, yes.
So we need to recondition our mind, and also the coming generation, जो पेरेन्ट्स हुन लाग्नु भएको छ या जो हुनुहुन्छ हैन, उहाँहरूले चाहिँ आफ्नो बच्चाहरूलाई इमोसनल इन्टेलिजेन्स सिकाउनै पर्छ. This is so important, right? Yeah, this is like हामीले के सोच्छ राम्रो स्कुलमा पढाउने मात्रै भन्नु.
इमोसनल इन्टेलिजेन्स सिकाउनु पर्छ, टु बी सेल्फ कन्फिडेन्ट सिकाउनु पर्छ, अरूसँग आफूलाई त्यो व्हाट इज दैट स्केल मा कम्पेयर गर्न, लाइक कम्पेयर नगर्न सिकाउनु पर्छ कि.
एक्ज्याक्टली
हैन. अब स्कुलमा कोही तिमी भन्दा राम्रो फुटबलमा छ अरे, ठिकै छ, उसँग प्र्याक्टिस गर, उसँग सिक, दुवैजना सँगै राम्रो बन. तर ऊ राम्रो भयो भन्दैमा चाहिँ उसले 2 गोल हान्यो, मैले 1 गोल हाने भनेर आफू स्याड हुन सिकाउनु त भएन नि.
अरूको अचिभमेन्ट्समा एक्चुअलमा खुसी कसरी हुने, त्यो संस्कार चाहिँ आफ्नो बच्चाहरूलाई दिनु पर्यो.
लाइक यु नो you played so well, you did so well, congratulations भन्न सिक्नु पर्यो कि मनबाट not that you did so well, congratulations, तर पछाडि फर्केपछि चाहिँ
मेरो त राम्रो भएन नि
yeah I mean there's so much I think बच्चेबाट हुर्काउने बेलामा नै यो सिक्ने हो कि कम्प्यारिजन भन्ने है
सिक्नै पर्छ पेरेन्टिङ भन्ने कुरा सजिलो छैन किनभनेदेखि पेरेन्टिङ भन्ने कुरा त हामी के सोच्छौँ भन्दाखेरि खतरा स्कुलमा राखिदिने हो होइन राम्रो राम्रो खानेकुराहरू खानिदिनुपर्छ राम्रो राम्रो लगाइदिनुपर्छ
I gave all to my kids
मात्र त होइन there's so many things रहेछ नि त होइन यो एस्पेक्ट पनि रहेछ सो यो एस्पेक्टको लागि चाहिँ I feel like all the parents they need to be able to put that extra effort पनि अनि अहिले सोशल मिडियाको पनि कुरा छ होइन
सोशल मिडिया त such a root of
it's a very strong stimulus भन्छु है म चाहिँ है त्यसले गर्दाखेरि त we can compare ourselves to everybody in the world नै के पहिला छिमेकीहरूसँग गरिन्थ्यो होइन
ठ्याक्कै सेम कुरा एपिसोड 2 मा अनुप दाइसँग हामीले एपिसोड गर्दाखेरि होइन he said कि यो सोशल मिडियाले सेल्फ एस्टिममा सोशल मिडिया एन्ड सेल्फ एस्टिमको कुरा भइरहेको थियो पहिला म क्लासमा 20 जनासँग आफूलाई कम्पेयर गर्थेँ भने अब 200 जनासँग मैले आफूलाई कम्पेयर गर्ने भएँ कि त्यो पनि क्लासमा होइन कि ठुलो स्पेसमा होइन एउटा स्क्रिनमा मैले 200 जनासँग कम्पेयर गर्ने 2000 जनासँग कम्पेयर गर्ने भएँ you shared with me your TikTok को story if you're comfortable please
yeah यस्तो भइसक्यो चाहिँ एक्चुअली मलाई चाहिँ टिकटक साह्रै मनपर्छ म टिकटक बनाउँछु पनि होइन मलाई फलो गर्नु होला टिकटक shameless self promotion होइन अनि so what happened was there was this time I was just watching all the TikTok videos and I kind of became addicted अनि म त्यही हेरेको गर्थेँ अनि टिकटकमा चाहिँ केटीहरू कति राम्री होइन अब लाइक टल केटीहरू रे ब्युटिफुल body अनि मुख पनि चटक्क मिलेको आँखा पनि हरियो निलो के you know like perfect features and I just thought कि ला there are so many beautiful girls in the world होइन म त राम्री नै रहेन छ नि त भनेर हुन्छ नि मैले त I thought I was beautiful but apparently I'm not भनेर I started feeling really ugly afterwards होइन अनि त्यसपछि के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि whatever you feel you will have physical proof of that happening as well because अब I start feeling ugly then photos खिच्दाखेरि पनि I would not feel so confident होइन so त्यही अनुसारले मैले त्यसरी नै पोस्ट गर्छु एकदम awkward तरिकाले पोस्ट गर्छु नि यस्तो हेर्दा त्यो राम्रो त देख्दैन then that's just more proof कि ए yeah actually I'm ugly नै रहेछ भनेर so that happened होइन and it took me a lot of rewiring म त राति त्यो affirmationsहरू बजाएर सुत्न थालेँ कि I am beautiful and actually helps affirmations actually help because हाम्रो rewiring गर्नको लागि त it's all about repetitions नि त that really helps so yeah that happened to me
मलाई पनि यो यस्तै जस्तो फोटो खिच्ने कुराहरू इन्सिक्युरिटिज के बारेमा हैन मलाई पनि एकचोटी म just 2 years ago म UK गएको थिएँ कि मास्टर्स पढ्नको लागि अनि अब I don't know if it was hormonal or म right before that म ट्रेक गएको थिएँ कि अन्नपूर्ण बेस क्याम्पमा अनि अब कपाल अगाडि नझरोस् भनेर मैले कपाल पछाडि राखेर त्यो ब्यान्डाना जस्तो अनि टोपी सोपी लाथे हैन सो दैट कपाल पसिनाहरू फेसमा नआओस् भनेर अब अन्नपूर्ण बेस क्याम्प हाई एल्टिट्युडमा सन रेज पनि स्ट्रङ अनि अब त्यतिबेला सनस्क्रिनको भ्याल्यु थाहा थिएन सनस्क्रिन पनि लाथिन मैले है अनि लाइक अब मेबी बिकज अफ द्याट सनलाइट और मेबी बिकज अफ एज हर्मोन्स व्हाटएभर एकदम म्यासिभ एक्नी ब्रेकआउट भयो कि अनि त्यो पनि म भर्खरै नेपालबाट म युके गएको थिएँ हैन एकदमै बेसरी एक्नी आउन थाल्यो कि फेस भरि है अनि मलाई त कस्तो सेल्फ इमेज नै कहाँ पुगिसकेको थियो कि इट गन डाउन द गटर है अनि अब म भाइसँग रेगुलरली भिडियो कल गर्ने दिदीसँग रेगुलरली भिडियो कल गर्ने मान्छे हैन मलाई लाइक फ्यामिलीलाई मैले अपार्टमेन्टको भिडियो पठाउने बेलामा नि आफ्नो मुखै राखिन कि अपार्टमेन्ट लिए अनि भिडियो पठाएँ हैन यो कोठा यो कोठा भनेर भिडियो पठाएँ 2 महिना 2.5 महिनापछि भाइले फोन गर्यो गाली गर्यो कि मलाई अनि के हो त यत्रो महिना भइसक्यो युके गएको एकचोटि फोटो पनि पठाइनस् कहाँ गएको फोटो पनि पठाएको छैनस् घरबाट फोटो पनि पठाएको छैनस् भिडियो कल गरेको छैनस् के भएको तँलाई भन्यो कि अनि म फोटो पठाउँछु हाम्रो काठमाडौँ फ्यामिली ग्रुप फोटो ग्रुप भाइबरमा थियो फोटो पठाउँछु भने ऐनामा बसेर टाढा बसेर मैले फोटो खिचेँ कि अनि पठाएँ लाइक आइ एम हियर आइ एम गुड भनेर कि मैं आफ्नो फोटो खिच्नै मन लागेन हैन आफ्नो फ्यामिली द मोस्ट सेफ प्लेस फ्यामिली भने त सबभन्दा सेफ प्लेस हो हाम्रो हैन मैले फोटो पठाइन कि फ्यामिलीलाई अनि पछि मंथ्स लेटर हैन आई फाइनली टोल्ड माई मम एन्ड ड्याड कि मा एकदमै लाइक असर परिरहेछ आफ्नो सेल्फ इमेजमा म चाहिँ यो समथिङ ट्रिटमेन्ट काइन्ड अफ थिङ गर्छु भनेर म डर्माटोलोजिस्ट कहाँ पनि गएँ है I'm thankful I didn't do it. I know.
As in like some surgery or anything, something?
Some guy laser stuff के गर्ने भनेर हैन अनि धन्न I feel very thankful मैले गरिन भनेर हैन I पुरै कन्सल्टेसन गरेर बुक पनि गरिसकेको थिएँ अनि I stepped back है त्यस्तोसम्म इन्सिक्योर फिल भएको कि because of a few pimples and stuff हैन अब नर्मली 16 17 18 वर्षको केटाकेटीहरूलाई आउँछ त्यो त्यति बेला हो धेरै हर्मोन्स फ्लक्चुएट हुने बेला हैन अब मलाई लेट अनसेट एक्नी भयो त्यति बेला इन्सिक्योर फिल भएन यति बेला भयो कि हैन यो सबैलाई हुने कुरा हो तर मलाई त आफ्नो पनि फोटो खिच्न मन नलाग्ने अब म आई हेभ नो शेम इन सेइङ म त्यो फाउन्डेसन and stuff like that the foundation sticks haru paउँछ concealer that's the word yes मैले concealer किनेको के हैन लाइक फेस पुरै फेस भरि लाउने है अनि बेलुका अपार्टमेन्ट फिर्ता आउँदाखेरि त्यो शर्ट खोल्दा पुरै यहाँ कन्सिलरको दागहरू है अब आउँदैन all I wanted to do was hide my imperfections हैन I felt like I was so flawed कि अनि म त कन्सिलर्स युज गरेर है एभ्री म त मन्थली डिफ्रेन्ट फेस वास चेन्ज गर्ने बिकज यो फेस वासले एक दिनमा ठिक हुन्छ भन्छ अर्कोले 3 घण्टामा ठिक हुन्छ भन्छ
अर्को 2 सेकेन्डमा
के भन्छ है म त फेस वासहरू चेन्ज गर्दै गरे कन्सिलर्स युज गरे जुन के रे फेस वास अर मोइस्चराइजर अर सनस्क्रिनले चाहिँ एक्नी हटाउँछ भन्छ म ट्राई गर्दै गरेँ कि स्किन झन् बिग्रियो बिकज स्किनलाई त एउटा कन्सिस्टेन्सी पनि चाहिन्छ नि हैन हरेक हप्ता नयाँ फेस वास चेन्ज गर्यो भने त न्यू केमिकल्स कमिङ टु योर फेस
एक्ज्याक्टली
that was kind of I felt like I was harming myself because of my insecurities
अत्याचार गरेर
something like that my त अनि I felt like म चाहिँ यति गुड लुकिङ थिएँ अर हुन पर्ने अनि फ्यु दागहरूले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ म that level went down हैन अनि it's odd कि this is a hormonal thing आउँछ जान्छ थाहा छ कि फेरि आफूलाई intellectually थाहा छ exactly तर how can I like fast forward the process so that I can get back to being a certain level
of good looking
अनि त्यो कन्फिडेन्स नै कस्तो हराउने कि अब कसलाई दोष दिने हो मेरै दोष हो अरू कसैको दोष होइन कसैले मलाई भनेन कि मैले भिडियो कल पछि लाइक जब मलाई पेरेन्ट्ससँग भिडियो कल गर्ने कन्फिडेन्स फाइनली आयो नि अनि मम्मीले पनि भन्नुभयो पापाले भन्नुभयो केही छैन त्यो त गइहाल्छ नि यस्तो सानो सानो दागहरू त हो भन्दाखेरि होइन त्यो बिस्तारै कन्फिडेन्स आउन थाल्यो होइन तर जस्ट मोमेन्टरीली कि त्यो मेरो कन्फिडेन्स त ध्वस्तै भइसकेको थियो कि आफ्नै दोषले गर्दा मैले भने कि योर फेस इज अनअट्र्याक्टिभ आफूलाई ऐना अगाडि गएर भन्ने कि
we happen to be our biggest bully at times
we are can you say that again once please
we happen to be our biggest bully at times I was my big bully
no I was also my bully ke?
Exactly
no one was telling me you're flawed you're wrong भनेर हैन so अब आफ्नो इन्सिक्युरिटिज को बारेमा त कुरा भयो है
But like massive respects to you for being able to share something like this on camera and being a guy, you know, because I feel like guys, they think if they, you know, like use makeup or anything, they would be like less masculine. People are going to perceive them as less macho, and you being able to share something like that.
No, I mean like,
that is so cool of you. That shows that you've moved past it.
Hopefully I have. And no, I mean like, that's very true. Like a lot of, I mean, kudos to you also for like, you know, talking about your insecurities like that because a lot of people think it makes them more vulnerable when you talk about it and you want to put up this image that, you know,
oh, I'm perfect.
I don't experience weakness.
Such petty emotions are just beyond me type.
कुरा गर्नु पर्छ कि अनि like, you know, slowly going into the second topic हैन how do you get over all these insecurities okay because this takes a massive toll एकदमै असर पर्छ आफूलाई हैन like it's almost like causing yourself self harm के हैन त्यस्तै नै हो इमोशनल self harm हो के यो चाहिँ how did you learn to get over these insecurities?
Okay, so I think I'll miss the Palke example dinchu hai ma chahi, and this is something, okay, this is something like TikTok ko पनि कुरा भइरहेको थियो. मलाई मेरो TikTok account थियो हैन मेरो, अनि त्यति ग्रो भइरहेको थिएन के मेरो TikTok account चाहिँ. अनि मेरो fellow SAS sister रिया बस्नेत भन्ने उसले पनि TikTok खोल्यो हैन, अनि उसको account चाहिँ एकैचोटी एकदम धेरै, she started gaining a lot of followers हैन, उसकोमा एकदम धेरै views हरु comments हरु आउने भयो के. अनि मलाई त कस्तो हुन्छ नि, मैले गरे मेरोमा भ्यू हेर, मेरोमा त भ्यू नै छैन, लाइक पनि छैन, कमेन्ट पनि छैन हैन. And I was like, what, like am I किन ममा चाहिँ के कमी छ टाइपको हुन्छ नि, त्यस्तो टाइपको फिल हुन थाल्यो हैन. तर while I'm telling you this हैन, मलाई एकदम uncomfortable भइरहेछ के अहिले हैन. Like there is this like अलिकति यता there is this knot in my neck भने जस्तो, you know, this is my ego telling me, Meera, no, do not say these things in public. What are people gonna think? है. So हाम्रो enemy कहीँ बाहिर छैन, हाम्रो enemy यही this voice in our head which tells us that we need to hide our weaknesses, we need to hide our insecurities. That voice gets stronger and stronger. It holds so much power over us, and then we become weak. Yeah. Because of that.
मैले एउटा try गरिरहेको छु के हरेक एपिसोडमा म चाहिँ after editing the episode I take out a few nuggets of wisdom भनेर के. This is going to be one of the nuggets. We are our worst enemies.
We are our worst enemies.
Yeah, that's going to be a nugget.
Exactly. The voice in our head, हैन. अनि के भन्छ हामी त हाम्रो insecurity अरूसँग लुकाउन खोज्छौं नि त हैन. तर यदि हामीले हाम्रो insecurity आफैले भन्दिने रे, ल involuntarily भन्दिने रे, अनि त्यसपछि त of course त्यसको fear त कम त हुन्छ नि, right?
That is so true. Like that is so true. Yeah. If you talk about it,
yeah, it loses its power over you.
Exactly.
As simple as that.
Like अब तपाईले आफ्नो insecurities हैन आफै राखिरहेको भयो नि हैन, त्यसले भित्र भित्र खाइराख्थ्यो के.
एकदमै.
तर बोलेपछि त्यो भित्रबाट बाहिर निस्क्यो. सो भित्र अब कसरी खान्छ त त्यसले?
Exactly.
बाहिर निस्क्यो, it's out in the open गयो के.
Exactly.
It loses its
It loses its power, and if people judges you over that, then you would know who are your people.
Yeah, and
right?
Those are the wrong people to
hang out with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is very true. A great way to get over your insecurities and overpower your insecurities is to talk about it.
That is there, and I also I'm a very mindful person, I learned mindfulness. मेरो पहिलाको insecurity तिर जाम ल अब चाहिँ अलिकति flash forward गरेर हैन. पहिला when high school I used to be this very insecure person, and that insecurity happened because I thought I'm very stupid. But because I used to think that I'm stupid, I used to behave in a stupid way. It's the same thing, it's a law of attraction. You are what you think you are, and that is so true. Your thoughts become your physical life. That happened then, and I used to think that everybody just laughs at me. Everybody thinks that, oh my god, Meera, she is so stupid. What is she even gonna do in life? So this to lag to mala and this but she's saying I started looking for answers, like I said, and I found philosophy, I found mindfulness, I found spirituality. And mindfulness भनेको चाहिँ के हो भन्दाखेरि it's very simple. It's just being aware of your thoughts. है हामी त एकदम thoughts त हाम्रो त दिमागमा continuously चलेको गर्छ हैन नि. Most of the people, we have negative thoughts के. More than positive thoughts, we have negative thoughts, and those negative thoughts govern our life. And if we can just not become the thought and just be the witness of the thought, okay, detach ourselves from the thought and just look at it, then we will be able to rewire ourselves, okay? You know what you understand what I'm saying? You do that as well, right? So when you're telling yourself, whenever you do something stupid, and then your mind is telling you, oh my god, Meera, you're so stupid, you just have to like alikati set back, you have to detach and be like, no, I'm not stupid, I'm very, very smart, or something. You give yourself a pep talk. You write it down, you listen to the affirmations. There's so many things. Mindfulness is definitely the key to get out of insecurity, or at least it was for me.
Oh, that's very nice. Mindfulness, in a sense, introspection.
Introspection, yeah.
Introspection, thinking about thinking about your thoughts.
Exactly.
So, what am I thinking right now? Like, is this true? Like, how is this affecting me?
Self-talk. Yeah.
Like talking yourself, like being aware. Thinking about what am I thinking right now? What are my thoughts right now? That's what introspection is, and that's exactly what you're talking about. Self-awareness, mindfulness,
self-awareness, and self-talk. I feel like that is also very important. How you talk to yourself, because most of us, we are very unforgiving to ourselves. Whenever we make a small mistake, हामी एउटा stick लिएर आफूलाई हान्न थालिहाल्छौँ के. So त्यो बेलामा we just need to tell ourselves self-talk is so important. You know, there is this very beautiful song and there is this line, change the voices in your head, make them like you instead. And that is what it is. Self-love भनेको के हो त?
The second nugget right there. Change
That's
the voices in your head
and make them like you instead.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
So ऐनामा हेरेर कुरा गर्ने पनि I feel like it's very very powerful.
Yeah, that's very true. मलाई चाहिँ कस्तो भयो भने यो insecurities सँग त्यो overpower गर्नको लागि मैले जति I'm similar to what you did हैन, you talked about it. मलाई चाहिँ के भयो भने I started with like I was covering my insecurities, my flaws, what I thought were my flaws ni हैन. That didn't help me with my insecurities के. I was just covering it for like a few hours. मात्र कभर गरिरहेको थिएँ मैले जब कन्सिलर चलाइरहेको थिएँ नि हैन, it's okay, I think talking about it might actually be better हैन. म मेरो अपार्टमेन्टमा मात्र कन्सिलर राख्दिन थिएँ नि, म मेरो कलेज ब्याकप्याकमा पनि कन्सिलर राख्थेँ हैन. जब आई फेल्ट लाइक कन्सिलर अलिकति मेरो पिम्पल्सहरू देखियो जस्तो फिल हुन्थ्यो नि, म बाथरुममा गएर कन्सिलर फेरि युज गर्थेँ कि लुकाउनको लागि. I mean, I was that insecure कि about myself हैन. And using the concealer didn't help me ni. It helped me for like 1-2 hours. Yeah. जब चलाइरहेको छु. It didn't help my insecurities.
It didn't help cover up the insecurities.
No. Yeah. अनि I had to learn how to accept myself and love myself के. अनि like I said, you know, my mom, dad हरूले केही छैन त त्यस्तो भन्नुभयो नि हैन. Like one time I told my girlfriend about it के हैन, यस्तो पिम्पल्सहरू आइरहेको छ, I feel like this यता उता भने कि हैन. And then like, you know, she made it very normal क्या, आउँछ नि त्यो त भइहाल्छ नि, मेरो पनि छ, मेरो पनि पहिला हुन्थ्यो, अहिले पनि कहिले काहीँ आइरहेको हुन्छ, इट्स नट अ बिग डिल, त्यस्तो नसोच जस्तो भनेर अराउन्ड द्याट लाइक त्यस्तै कुराहरू भनेर शी normalized it के. And once it became normalized, it didn't become something big, strong. The pimples on my face, the acne,
which is normal,
didn't become strong.
Yeah.
And like just that small conversation with her like taught me to accept it. And main thing where I'm trying to go with this is you need to learn self-love.
Yeah, self-love, that comes from acceptance.
Acceptance. Yeah. And once you learn to accept whatever flaws you think you have, especially these like bloody, I mean, I've got like so many like marks on my skin right now, okay? I don't even give a crap about it now because I've learned ki auncha jancha, these dead skin cells will just perish and then fresh skin will come. It's a matter of days, weeks, months. Suck you. Like these small dots don't need to control me.
It doesn't define you.
Exactly. Yeah. And then I learned self-love. Okay?
Exactly.
I mean, you don't learn self-love like that. I know.
It's a process.
But it's a process. I know. But then like these small, like, you know, powerful things that I heard from my parents, my brother, my sister, my girlfriend, you know, they taught me self-love. Okay?
Exactly.
And I think anyone can teach you self-love. You
have to be able to receive it, be in that stage to receive it.
Because when you're feeling that insecure नि हैन, एकदम गाह्रो हुन्छ के ऐना अगाडि गएर मलाई त आफ्नो मुख पनि हेर्नु मन थिएन ऐनामा हैन, तर आफै ऐना अगाडि गएर सन्दीप you're okay, you're fine, you're good भन्न त गाह्रो पर्छ. कहीँबाट you need that, you know,
that
gentle
power,
nudge and push.
Exactly.
चाहिन्छ के हैन. अनि you need to accept it. You need to accept yourself. होइन, त्यो सेल्फ लभले चाहिँ एकदमै हेल्प गर्दो रहेछ कि त्यो इन्सिक्योरिटिजलाई त्यो लात हान्नको लागि.
एकदमै. अनि empathy, right? Because like in your girlfriend's case, you said हैन, उसले के भन्यो त ठिकै छ भनेर भन्यो नि त. She empathized with you, हैन. She didn't make a big deal out of it.
Yes.
And I feel like empathy is also a very, very strong factor when it comes to getting rid of our insecurities. It's because why we're scared. It's like insecurity किन आउँछ भन्दाखेरि मान्छेहरूले मलाई जज गर्छ भन्ने हिसाबले बाट आउँछ नि त हैन. So त्यो चाहिँ किन आउँदो रहेछ भन्दाखेरि if we're dead honest with each other, if we're very reflective about us, then it happens because we also judge other people.
Yes,
है it's because somebody कोही लडेर हामी हाँस्छौँ भने पो त हामी लड्दाखेरि पनि ए अरू हाँस्यो होला भन्ने हुन्छ. So when we can be empathetic towards others, when other makes mistake and you're not condescending, you're not demeaning them, but you're empathizing with them, then that just means that even when you make mistakes, you can also be like, "Tiki san, I've also not done it. I've not judged people as well. If people judge me, they judge me." And you have that freedom.
No, that's very true.
Yeah.
If you become less judging and more empathetic towards others,
then you stop caring, basically.
Yes, and then you will stop feeling insecure about whatever flaws you think there are.
You have, because यस्तो हो नि त, अब सपोज मैले चाहिँ अरूलाई बेसरी जज गर्ने रे हैन, अनि अरूले मलाई जज गर्दाखेरि मलाई नराम्रो लाग्यो भने त the will be a hypocrite.
आफ्नो पनि त दोष छ नि त्यहाँ.
Exactly, आफ्नो पनि दोष छ हैन. अनि अर्को चाहिँ फेरि के हो भन्दाखेरि यसको पनि अलिकति पछाडी अलिकति डिप गर्दाखेरि जजमेन्ट भन्ने चाहिँ के हो भन्दाखेरि जजिङ अदर पिपल चाहिँ इट्स अ इनेट नेचर है. हाम्रो फोरफादर्सहरूले गर्दै आउनु भएको, किनभने पहिला उहाँहरूले त जज त गर्नै पर्छ, किनभने त्यो त उहाँहरूको सर्भाइभलको लागि नै इम्पोर्टेन्ट हुन्छ. के खासको आवाज सुन्न साथै कोही जनावर आयो कि भन्ने टाइपको हुन्छ नि. अनि मैले चाहिँ सेपियन्स भन्ने बुकमा पढेको, हाम्रो जुन 30,000 years अगाडिको जुन हाम्रो फोर फादर्सहरू हुनुहुन्थ्यो नि, उहाँहरूको डिएनए र हाम्रो डिएनएमा खासै धेरै फरक छैन अरे के होइन. हाम्रो अहिले लाइफस्टाइल पो चेन्ज भयो होइन. सो हाम्रो त्यही नै हो कि रिवायर गर्नै पर्छ कि हामीले आफूलाई, किनभनेदेखि अब अहिले त हामीलाई कोही बाघ भालु आएर त खानेवाला त छैन होइन. सो इट्स अल अबाउट बिङ माइन्डफुल अफ योर थट्स होइन, एन्ड जस्ट make a decision that I'm going to be more empathetic from today onwards.
Yeah, work towards that. And
it takes a lot of patience.
Lot of time and patience.
God,
yes, patience, yes.
Yeah, and it's a lifelong journey.
Yes, definitely. यो कुरा गर्दा गर्दै हैन मलाई टाइममा I felt like this term was coming up, but I wanted to talk about jealousy.
Jealousy, yeah.
Yeah, while talking about comparison, like comparing yourself to your sash sisters' success or the limelight they were getting, whatever, हैन त्यो सबै कुरा गर्दाखेरि I wanted to talk about jealousy also, okay?
Yeah.
हैन how can we not let that jealousy turn into envy? How can we not act on the jealousy? हैन, and rather try and feel good about someone else's success, के How
to do that, Pandra? I'm a very spiritual person, I'm a very spiritual person, and like I very much believe in meditation. Vipassana meditation has become really life-changing for me. So for me, what I do whenever I feel a rush of negative emotions, it could be anything. It could be anger, sadness, disappointment, or jealousy. What I do is like I sit with myself, and I focus. I put my entire focus on that emotion. Normally, when we have a negative emotion, what we try to do is we try to distract ourselves from it. We resist it, and whatever resists persists, right? So what I do is I accept the emotion 100%. I put my full focus in that emotion, which is, and it's difficult. For some time, it's very, very difficult. There is like physical discomfort, sometimes even pain that comes after that, But then after some times, that is transmuted. That negative emotion is transmuted into a neutral emotion. And you know what? What is emotion? Emotion is energy in motion. And energy can never be killed. They can be transmuted, right? So that is what I do, is like, if anything, any negative emotion happens, I just meditate on it. Eventually, it just like leaves me off. Just changes into neutral vibrations. That is what I do. That has been super duper helpful. And I think this is the ultimate, like, ultimate way to deal with any negative emotion.
Like jealousy, that emotion is aroused in us when we start comparing ourselves with others. What intellectually I know, in practice very, very difficult. I don't know how much I actually do it, probably less than how much I would want to do it. I try to compare less, compare myself to others less. So if there's someone more successful than me, I'm working towards being successful. They're also going through that own journey. Not they're more successful than me. How can I be better than them? How can I, like,
self-talk.
Yeah, self-talk in the sense that as soon as I say कि that person's doing better than me, भन्ने बित्तिकै के हुन्छ भने मैले त राम्रै गरेको छैन. And there's another place like I experience a lot of insecurity के यो work related professional aspect मा के हैन. Like, am I doing all I can? Is there something more I could do? Could I be better in this like aspect of my life? And then a lot of times I either say कि I'm not good enough to do that, or I say कि I don't think I can do that. भनेर गर्छु कि. And then I think that comes because I start comparing myself with other people के. अनि म त्यो compare गर्ने बित्तिकै before I even start the journey I tell myself कि
I'm not good enough.
Not good enough. I can't.
Exactly.
भनेर के. And then what I've realized is हैन, one, just do it. Not a plug-in for Nike, but just do it. One चाहिँ हैन. And the other is while you're just doing it नि हैन, like just close your eyes to everything like around you that might be better or worse or something के. किनभने if you start comparing नि के हुन्छ भने तिमीभन्दा नराम्रो केही रहेछ भने चाहिँ you live in this illusion कि म त गजब छु,
म त खतरा यार,
म त खतरा. अब that thing is not living up to par. छैन. त्योसँग कम्पेयर नगरेको राम्रो, किनभने त्योसँग कम्पेयर नगरेको भए you would probably be here. तर because you're comparing yourself to that,
so you're not living up to your potential.
Now you're not living up to your potential के.
Exactly.
अनि म चाहिँ what intellectually again म यो कुरामा खतरा चाहिँ होइन. Intellectually चाहिँ I know this कि close your eyes to everything around. Don't compare. Just do your thing.
That is.
Sometimes competition can make you better. त्यो छ.
I feel like यो कुरामा चाहिँ कस्तो हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि is like what motivates you भने जस्तो. Like competition it can make you better भन्दाखेरि म ऊभन्दा अगाडि जान्छु भन्ने हिसाबले त्यो motivation भयो भने yes it can work as a motivation. However, isn't it like आफ्नो purpose हाम्रो motivation भयो भने त त्यो motivation त चाहिँदैन. And that's a much bigger motivation and a much better one as well.
No, but I guess what मैले भन्न खोजेको चाहिँ the roots come from always try to be better and ultimately the best.
Ultimately the best, as in like
again it goes back to the
childhood conditioning.
त्यो भन्दा पनि I think I went down the wrong path कि right now नै कि त्यो मेरो त्यो while just talking नि हैन.
And that happens to all of us.
Like I said, competition makes you better भने नि. Better भन्ने बित्तिकै I started comparing कि.
Exactly.
Competition doesn't make you good. Competition makes you better भने कि मैले चाहिँ. अनि
and you are aware of that, and that is what mindfulness is all about. Actually, is we all make mistakes. Nobody can be perfect, and even striving to be perfect is, I think, quite stupid. It's all about being aware of your mistakes, and be able to just admit that I made a mistake. And actually, I have this mindfulness trick, this technique type that really, really helped me in my life. Interviews I share I want to share, right? So अब सबै कुरा त थट्सबाटै स्टार्ट हुने हो नि त हैन. यो कम्पेयर गर्ने पनि थटबाटै त हो. So every time you have a negative thought, if हामीले 6 seconds मा त्यो थटलाई हटाउन सक्यो भने चाहिँ it will not change, it will not turn into emotion, and it will not be able to overpower us. 6 seconds सम्ममा. So what I used to do was हुन्छ नि अब मेरो दिमागमा केही नराम्रो थट आयो हैन, केही नेगेटिभ थट आयो भने चाहिँ म के सोच्थेँ भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ मेरो दिमाग चाहिँ एउटा टिभी स्टेसन हो अनि रिमोट चाहिँ मेरो हातमा छ है. अनि यहाँ एउटा के च्यानल प्ले भइरहेछ, मलाई त्यो च्यानल मन परेन. अब म त त्यो यस्तो के अरे म च्यानल चेन्ज गरिदिन्छु. अब रिमोट दबाएको अब सोच्ने के अनि मेक दिस मेन्टल प्ले आउट अफ इट. रिमोट दबाएर अब मलाई अब मन परेको च्यानल लगाउँछ भन्दाखेरि आई गो टु माई ह्याप्पी प्लेस हैन. के एफर्मेसन च्यान्ट गर्न थाल्छु समथिङ हुन्छ नि, लाइक आई थिङ्क अबाउट अ ब्युटिफुल मेमोरी or I think about the time I become successful when I start visualizing about that. You basically you replace that thought with some other thought, with a more positive thought. So that became really helpful.
त्यो गर्नको लागि नि मेन चाहिने भनेको सेल्फ अवेयरनेस नि.
Awareness is super duper important. किनभने त्यो आफ्नो नेगेटिभ थट्सलाई 6 seconds को बीचमा क्याच गर्न सक्नु भनेको आयो भने थाहा हुनलाई
आफूले आफूलाई भन्नु पर्यो नि that's a negative thought. I don't want that to be there.
Exactly.
And that should not be there.
And that's a challenge.
I can't give it I can't make त्यो thought को home मेरो mind मा.
Exactly.
भनेर चाहिँ भन्न सक्नुपर्छ
त्यो भन्न सक्नुपर्छ अनि त्यो पनि एकदम च्यालेन्जिङ छ किनभनेदेखि हाम्रो नेगेटिभ थट्समा त हामी एडिक्टेड पनि हुँदो रहेछ नि त बिकज देयर इज लाइक सर्टन हार्मोन्स इट क्रिएट्स रहेछ नि त एड्रेनलिन रश नै हुँदो रहेछ कि एक्चुअलमा इट्स भेरी इन्ट्रेस्टिङ
पोजिटिभ थट्स ग्रो हुन एकदमै लाइक स्लो हुने जस्तो फिल हुने
नेगेटिभ थट्स exactly but it's possible that is the thing and I feel like we're very lucky that we're living in the generation of internet where we can watch TED talks is to khata mancheko TED talks at the comfort of our bed
pep talks to like bring you up
pep म त दिन I swear to god मेरो त मोबाइल भरि हैन मोटिभेशनल कोट्स मात्रै नै हुन्थ्यो भने यति धेरै अनि मलाई चाहिँ यति धेरै कोट्सहरु याद हुन्थ्यो हैन मेरो त हरेक नेगेटिभ थटको लागि एउटा कोट थियो के यो थट आयो भने यो कोट भन्ने यो थट आयो भने यो I kid you not हैन अनि मोटिभेशनल भिडियोजहरु त मैले कहिले त मैले सबै नै हेरेर भ्याइसकेँ के जस्तो लाग्थ्यो कि इन्टरनेटमा भएको जति so that helps TEDx talks it really helps and reading books helps a lot
again like I hope like our listeners viewers like get these are like amazing tools हैन तर main thing according to me and please correct me if you think differently हैन main thing नै चाहिने भनेको the self awareness नै रहेछ
awareness is so important
त्यो pep talks TED talks all these कुरा हेर्न जानको लागि पनि त्यो कोट्स हेर्नको लागि पनि आफुलाई भन्नको लागि पनि सन्दीप this is wrong है भन्नको लागि पनि पहिला त you take a step back okay that was really bad
exactly
that's not a good thought in your head take a step back change it modify it let it go भन्नको लागि त्यो self awareness चाहिँ चाहिन्छ
self awareness is very important
यो self awareness आउन दिनको लागि चाहिँ हामीले अस्ति नै पनि यसको बारेमा कुरा गरेका थियौं हैन respond don't react
oh my god that is like gold
मन्त्र नै हो के
that is gold
हैन लाइक रियाक्सन भनेको इन्स्टन्ट हुन्छ के केही भयो झ्याप रियाक्ट गरिदिने के हैन a response requires some kind of thought
it requires us to step back from the situation a little bit cool down
respond don't react
don't react exactly that way चाहिँ कस्तो हुन्छ अघि भर्खर मैले जुन कुरा गरेको थिएँ victim mentality र taking responsibility को हैन हामीलाई चाहिँ एकदम victim mentality मा जन्माइएको हुर्काइएको छ जस्तो लाग्छ because we were never really told that we have the power to choose between responding and reacting no matter how strong the stimulus is like I said like अब हामी social media को कुरा गरिरहेका छौं हैन social media ले जतिसुकै नै हामीलाई provoke गरे पनि लास्टमा गएर to take that decision that are we going to compare ourselves to others or not भने त्यो त हामीसँग नै हुन्छ नि त so once you start taking that responsibility you stop playing the blame game you will not be like oh this is the result it's because of these people or this situation I am like this भन्ने हुँदैन नि त you take responsibility कि मेरो लाइफमा जे छ मेरो लाइफ अहिले खत्तम छ तर मेरो कारणले गर्दाखेरि छ that way you take responsibility I feel like it's a very powerful space to be in right
that's very true
and that's
taking responsibility
and not playing the blame game not being like ule मलाई यस्तो
भने त्यही बेला मैले pretending like I mean, again, we're not downplaying some actual victims, but like not trying to be like these negative thoughts are a result of
these
this
external
person, that thing,
external situation. It's the एउटा मलाई कस्तो राम्रो एक्जाम्पल छ के मसँग चाहिँ यसको हैन अब सपोज अब हामीले चाहिँ के गर्छौं भन्दा एकदम सिचुएसनलाई ब्लेम गर्छौं नि त यसले गर्दा यस्तो भयो भनेर अनि एउटा हुनुहुन्छ एउटा इनलाइटन त हैन जस एउटा मास्टर हुनुहुन्छ उहाँको चाहिँ मैले एकदम धेरै सत्संगहरु सुन्ने गर्छु उहाँले एउटा एक्जाम्पल दिनुभएको छ के सपोज एक्सटर्नल सिचुएसनले नै गर्दा हुने हो भने त ल ओके लाइक एक्सप्लेन दिस हैन एउटा बसले 5 जनालाई एउटा प्रोजेक्टमा 5 जना पार्टनर्सहरु थियो हैन त्यो प्रोजेक्ट खत्तम भयो रे अनि त्यो बसले चाहिँ अब सबैजनालाई पाले पिलो भित्र अफिसमा बोलाउँदै गाली गरिराछ रे 5 जनालाई इक्वल गाली गरिराछ रे त्यो बसले फेभरेटिजम यता त केही पनि गरेको छैन अब कि त्यो 5 जनालाई नै त्यो गालीको असर सेमै हुन्छ होला त कसैलाई त्यो गालीले 2 घण्टा अफेक्ट गर्छ होला कसैलाई 5 घण्टा अफेक्ट गर्छ होला कसैले एउटा कानबाट सुनेर अर्को कानबाट उडाइदिन्छ होला कसैले चाहिँ उसको त्यो गालीबाट फिडब्याक लिएर ओके आइ एम गोइङ टु बी बेटर भनेर भन्छ होला कसैलाई चाहिँ 2 सेकेन्ड लाग्छ होला त्यो उडाइदिन होला हैन सो एउटै कुरा छ सिचुएसन स्टिमुलस त एउटै छ नि त हैन तर सबैजनाको रियाक्सन किन डिफरेन्ट त इफ स्टिमुलसले गर्दा हुने भयो नि त सबैजनाको रियाक्सन सेमै हुने भयो हैन इट डिपेन्ड्स अन आवर कन्डिसनिङ रहेछ नि त रियाक्ट गर्ने कि रेस्पोन्ड गर्ने त्यो पावर जुन छ द पावर टु चुज द्याट इज समथिङ द्याट वी always need to have in mind to save ourselves from this victim mentality and not play the blame game so we can just take responsibility of our life and that is going to make us so powerful.
That's very, very true.
Yeah. And that we will just be, and even our insecurities will just understand that it's not the result of anybody else. It's just result of our own demons. होइन अनि अर्को बेला नि मलाई एउटा के लाग्थ्यो पहिला भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ इफ म यस्तो भएको भए चाहिँ आई थिङ्क म अलिकति कम इन्सिक्योर हुन्थ्यो होला म अलिक खुसी हुन्थ्यो होला मलाई पहिला लाग्थ्यो अब पहिलाको कुराहरू हुन्छ नि इभन लाइक बिफोर जोइनिङ एमसिङ ओर एनिथिङ होइन म यस्तो भएको भए मान्छेहरूलाई हेरेर हुन्छ नि मिडियाको मान्छेहरूलाई हेरेर ओहो म यस्तो भएको भए त म त कति खुसी हुन्थ्यो होला जस्तो लाग्छ होला होइन तर यस्तो हो कि अब इफ वी स्टार्ट कम्पेयरिङ होइन त्यो जसले पनि केन्डल जेनरले पनि आफूले अरूसँग कम्पेयर गरेर समवन स्मार्टर देन यु समवन प्रिटियर समवन रिचर देन यु होइन अनि अब एन्जेलिना जोलीले सपोज अब लाइक एउटा इक्जाम्पल दिएर होइन एन्जेलिना जोलीले केन्डल जेनरलाई हेरेर ओ माई गॉड शी इज सो यङ शी इज सो ब्युटिफुल भन्छ होला होइन केन्डल एन्जेलिना जोलीलाई हेरेर ओ माई गॉड शी इज सो ब्युटिफुल भनेर भन्छ होला सो इफ यु वान्ट टु कम्पेयर योरसेल्फ टु अदर्स देन you will find ways to compare yourself to others
and you will find ways of making yourself less than others less than who you are okay?
Exactly.
So yeah to tie it up I know I think today's conversation went in a very good direction than I think we focused a lot on the solution
yeah
and we did share our some experiences I know
we were super vulnerable
very vulnerable with the people watching and listening but I think we did a good job in focusing on trying to like not let that have its power over us and then how can we be more powerful than our insecurities
yeah exactly that is very
yeah so I love that the conversation went in that direction ani just something I've been thinking during this conversation was a lot of this comes from this sense of validation that we crave.
Oh yeah external validation my god yeah
hamro tyo internal validation is not enough never enough okay
for us we think that it's not
हैन हामीलाई अब जस्तो मैले for example I think this podcast is going well तर अघि पज गर्ने मैले सुजनलाई सोधेँ कि सुजन ठिक छ राम्रो लागिरहेछ अनि उसले राम्रो छ सर भनेपछि अनि चाहिँ ए ल राम्रो छ लाइक एक्सटर्नल भ्यालिडेसन होइन अब he is helping me out with everything होइन तर and again that's just one like small funny example होइन तर it comes back to this other people have to say that we are good other people have to say something about us which will make us feel good about ourselves or bad about ourselves okay and I don't know I don't feel like I'm quite weak in that regard I know so I don't think like I'm not going to try and preach or something but that's kind of a sad thing that we expect so much from other people
so much other people and we depend so much less on us
we depend on their validation to make us feel a certain way about us
exactly and I've got something to share you were
please tell me no I have nothing to share about that's just a sad thing
so it's so validation is so important like kun level sama important raisa bhandari our concept of self is just the accumulation of our thoughts raisa and those thoughts were created on the basis of opinions of people that we've met in our life okay so Jay Shettyले लाइन भन्नुभएको थियो मलाई त्यो राम्ररी याद हुन्छ कि हुँदैन थाहा छैन तर I'll try it we are not who we think we are we are not who okay so I am not who I think I am not who you think I am but I am who you think I am Do you understand this? It's like basically के हो भन्दाखेरि अरूको ओपिनियन्सहरु के हो हैन हामीले चाहिँ बच्चे बेलादेखि हामी जो मान्छेलाई भेट्यौं नि हैन इभन 1 मिनेट मात्र कोही मान्छेलाई भेट्यौं पनि उसको पनि हाम्रो बारेमा ओपिनियन हुन्छ हैन त्यो अलिकति लियो हाम्रो पेरेन्ट्सको ओपिनियन्स फ्रेन्ड्सको ओपिनियन्स लिदा त्यो अक्युमुलेट गर्दा चाहिँ हाम्रो एउटा कन्सेप्ट अफ सेल्फ बनेछ कि हाम्रो पर्सनालिटी बनेछ कि ओके म चाहिँ यो हो भनेर सो हामीले चाहिँ हाम्रो कन्सेप्ट अफ सेल्फ नै केमा बेस्ड रहेछ अन द ओपिनियन अफ अदर पीपल
we think we are
हैन अनि and we don't even and those people don't know us है so who are we ta hey we've based our entire concept of self on the opinions of people who don't know us so now the question is who are we and that is the most important question in the whole wide universe not in the world right? So I would really suggest that this question, me asking this question to myself changed my life. I got my answers intellectually, but I would also strongly recommend you guys to start asking this question to yourself, who am I? And you will get your answers and that'll change your life for sure.
I think that's a good way to end it.
This, exactly.
Thank you so much, Meera, for joining me today. I just this like 1.5 hour time span, I've got a lot of value from this conversation.
And me too. Thank you so much.
I hope the viewers, listeners find as much value in this conversation and they question
exactly
themselves. They question their insecurities, like why is this making me feel this way?
Exactly.
And why am I doing this to myself?
And
why am I making myself feel ki I'm less than who I am?
Exactly.
Because these thoughts can be quite toxic. Okay?
It can be quite toxic.
And like it's the emotional equivalence of like like cutting yourself. Okay?
It is. I know. Oh my god! It is.
So I really wanted to do this, and because I really thought people would find value in this. And thank you so much for sharing your insecurities here.
Exactly.
And thank you being so vulnerable.
Yeah, and thank you for giving me this platform because I really wanted to do this. And you also shared things, and you being a guy, I feel like for a guy it's even more difficult because we've got
guys
all
should
these exactly because this toxic masculinity thing happens. I know.
I'm macho. I'm a man.
Yeah,
I don't feel vulnerable.
I don't cry when I know. So that is also there, baby. Maybe that could be a topic for another day. The toxic masculinity.
Toxic masculinity. Actually,
yeah, maybe that could be
topic,
another one. And I really love your topics. I know it's very different than what other people talk about. It's not superficial. It's in depth. So you keep this up. And thank you so much for making me part of it.
No, thank you so much for joining me. When you came in, you complimented one of the books.
Outliers.
Outliers. So this bookshelf is a collection of books, most of which I've read, some of which I started, and then I felt like, okay, that's not where I want to go, so I stopped reading. And then also a ton of books थियो. I thought, I'll share it with other people. They will get value from it. And then my recommendation is after you finish it, minimize it and share it with other people. Because the whole theme of this podcast is minimalism and intentional living.
Exactly, yeah.
So some people might think insecurity kosto minimalism bhanera, but it's about intentional living also. It's about deliberate
intentional living.
It's about being self-aware.
Yeah.
So so please take your time, check the books, whichever one you want to take, please take it, and then after you finish reading it, minimize it and share it with someone else.
That's pretty great actually. That's a good idea. I'm so
please
excited.
Take your time. Yeah, you can push the mic back.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much. That's